Hello everyone, I'm back in my local woodland. I've been here quite a lot before, but we're back in lockdown now, so I've got to stay local. But today is all about fog. So anybody who's watched this channel frequently before will know that I've been trying to find fog and often failing. Bit disappointing because there isn't any fog. There was no fog, unfortunately, just rain. There is no fog. No fog again. But today, finally got some, so I'm really excited. It just creates such an excellent effect in woodland photography. It really separates subjects, so you can create really nice compositions with trees in the foreground and they're not blending into their backgrounds because you've got the nice separation of the fog in between. And it just creates this great colour as well, this kind of blueness. So especially in autumn, you've got the yellows of the trees and the greens and oranges and things, and then you've got this kind of blue hazy background, so it just creates a really good effect. So first port of call is this tree which I visited before. I'll show you some shots I've taken before of this tree, and yeah, it's just to get another shot of it with these effects in the woodland, basically see what it looks like with the fog, and also at autumn because I haven't got it at autumn before. So we'll see what those turn out like. So as always with woodland photography, I talked about this last week in my 5 tips of woodland photography video. I'll link that up top. I'm using a polarizer, and that's just because it's a little bit moist, a bit wet, and it just takes the shine and glare off of leaves and things. It almost doesn't matter where you point your camera, just everywhere just looks so good. The mist just gives it that real atmospheric quality. It's like something from Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or something. It just really just gives it a magical atmosphere. So right now I'm experimenting with different apertures. I'm between around about 7.1 and f9. That's given me quite a slow shutter speed, so the tripod's essential. I'm not going as very low as I can with my ISO because I don't want my shutter speed to be really slow. Even though the conditions are great, there's not much wind, so I'm not getting much shake. Even still, I don't want it to be a really long exposure because, you know, you inevitably just any kind of, like my strap vibrating might just shake the camera a little bit and just cause a little bit of blur. So I'm on ISO 200 at the minute just to give me that little bit of extra speed at f9. And that's just enough so in these conditions it won't be blurry. So this is another spot I come back to often. These 3 silver birches here are really nice and they make a really nice foreground subject. They're already quite bright and white and just a different colour from the background, so they already stand out quite a lot. But with the fog as well, I'm hoping there's just going to be a bit of extra separation just to make them really, really pop and just give a focal point to the image. Right, so I'm using aperture priority mode, which means that all I need to do is set my aperture to whatever I want it to be, and the camera will automatically set the correct shutter speed. So if I put it on a high f number, which is a narrow aperture, say f9, it'll give me a slower shutter speed, and if I use a wider aperture, a lower f number, say f4, that will give me a slightly quicker shutter speed. Obviously you can compensate for that with your ISO, but I don't want to have too high of an ISO because as I said in my video last week, that leads to graininess in your image. So ideally you want your ISO as low as you possibly can. Wow, what a great morning of photography. The mist's still lingering around and I could stay here all day, but I've got to get my video finished today so it can go out tomorrow morning, so I'm going to start slowly heading back now. But yeah, the conditions are just fantastic. The autumn colours, the yellows, the oranges, the browns and the greens against that really hazy blue background that the fog creates. It's just amazing. So at least it looks like that on the back of the camera. I hope when I get back the shots are as good as I think they are, because I'm really excited to get back in Lightroom and see what they're like. So I've actually already had the images in Lightroom already, and you've seen those interspersed through the footage earlier. So yeah, I was quite pleased with just the effects of the mist and the fog in the woods. Like I said earlier, it just really helps create that separation between your foreground subject and the background. There's a couple more images, so I'll put those on screen now. I was just so pleased to get fog. I've been waiting so long, it seems, and yeah, it's just great to get those conditions, and I'm hoping that I'll get some more as we move further into autumn and winter, so that I can get a bit more practice in the woods with those misty conditions. Just want to talk a little bit about an interview I did earlier in the week with a fellow photography vlogger, Paul Cook from PC Free Photos. Paul's based over in Florida, USA, and every Friday night he has an episode of Friday Night Behind the Lens, in which he interviews another photography vlogger and just has a chat about their background and their gear and where their channel's going, that kind of thing. And I was really pleased to have been invited to speak to him on Friday night. So if you head over to his channel, I'll link to his channel in the description below, and you can catch that chat that we had. And yeah, I also recommend subscribe to his channel, because as well as the interviews he does, he also has his own vlog, and he's a great photographer. It's well worth subscribing to his channel and watching his content each week. So that's it for this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. You can click the big red button down here, or you can click on my face over here. And yeah, for everyone else, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you again for the next one. Bye for now.